Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second keynote session of Turnip Innovation Festival 2022. This session was originally supposed to be conducted by Dr. Purushottam, who's DPIIT IPR Chair, Andhra University. Unfortunately, he's down with COVID, and he's still having a lot of post-COVID, weakness. So he has not been able to take this session. So he asked me to take it. And he has also said that he will take his session as a standalone session, maybe in February. So those of you who are interested might, hear from us in the coming future, and we will let you know about our session in February. So welcome everybody. Welcome Anil, Vijay, Dr. Himaraju. Welcome everybody. So this session is about boosting patent filings, how to convert your idea into patents. And I will give you a very simple secret in this session. So, and I will give you that secret very soon, like within 5 to 10 minutes of the talk, you will get that entire secret on how you can mature ideas into patents. So just hold on. Good afternoon, Sonu Jararia, Hani Sharma, Satyanarayana. Good afternoon. I have few slides, but what mainly the presentation will be about showing you that secret that I'm talking about. So I know that some questions were asked in the beginning that you have an idea, but you don't know what to do with, finally implementing into a product, which is understandable because it's not easy. It's not easy. There's multiple things. You need to have multiple skills, and there is investment. Great. I see a lot of you. So I hope you are looking forward to the session also. So let me ask you one question to begin with. Okay. How many patents are filed in India per year? So if you don't know the answer, just write a guess. But I would like you to, answer, like everyone who's attending, just answer this one question. How many patents are filed in India per year? So yeah, I'll wait a few minutes for your answers because there's a lag between when I speak and when you get the message. And meanwhile, I'll share my screen with my presentation. All right. So nearly 50K. All right, Satyanarayana. I will not say the answer is correct or not. I will let others answer. So even if you think that you don't know the answer, 1,250 per year, Lignesh, we are talking about, not per month or per week. More than 1,000 per year. Anil Barnwal, you think that per year we file more than 1,000 only? 500? I was going to give a pessimistic view, but you guys have taken it to a new level. 50,000 Maza yards. Yes. Good afternoon, Dr. Pragati. Good afternoon. So welcome to this session. I will answer your question. If there's any more answers, feel free to write right now. So I'll continue with my presentation. Hopefully everything's fine. Yeah, it looks good. All right, so this is the question that's on your screen right now. How many patents are filed in India per year? So as per the latest, I'm hearing some figures, maybe they are unofficial figures, that 62,000 have been filed in 2021. These are the figures I'm listening to. But folks, you're right. Vijay, Maza yards, and someone in the beginning also said 50K, nearly 50K, yeah. Satyanarayana. That's true. That's about, so in the last report that I have got, I took the last report from the patent office website, and it said 2019-20 was 56,000 to 67 patents, which was an increase of 11% over last year. So it was 50,000 in 2018-19, and in 2019-20 there was 56,000. And I have taken a bigger screenshot, not just this, but this is the number which I want you to, bring your attention towards. Okay, it's the reason why I asked you this question. So if you see out of this 56,000, only 20,000 are domestic Indian applicants. Okay, so the rest 36,000, they are all foreign companies who are filing patents in India. They might even be having their R&D centers in India, but the filings are made by their parent firm. So they are foreign companies. So if you think about this 20,000 number, it's very low, right? It does appear. I mean, 10 lakh students are giving IIT JEE every year, and there's loads of big R&D companies in India, loads of SME sector, huge startup. I mean, even in startups, there's 10,000 registrations every half a year in DPIIT startup. So if you think about this number, which was just 17,000, so about 1/3, 2/3 are being filed by foreign applicants, and only 1/3 being filed by Indian applicants. And this is the reason which I think that why this is the reason is because of lack of awareness in general, because this number is so low. And in order to solve the big challenges that we are facing, climate change and COVID, so these are big challenges. And to face these challenges in the 21st century, India will have to have and at least 2 generation of students and scholars, PhDs, faculty, to patent their research, to be able to solve that level of challenges that are being posed by climate change. So that's what I wanted to show. The second question that I want to ask you is a bit open-ended. Okay, so I need you to answer this on the chat also. What is the difference between an idea and an invention? So this answer to this question is basically the secret that I'm going to share today, and I'm going to show you, uh, you know, how it looks, how that secret looks, and how you can benefit from it. So please answer on the chat. I'll wait a few more seconds, few more minutes. Meanwhile, thank you everybody who was attending. Atisaya Mari, welcome. Bupatike, welcome. So yeah, what is the difference between an idea and an invention? You see the question on the stream. It's a post-lunch session. You can write a little bit on the chat. You can, get warmed up a bit. Good afternoon, Vikas Srivastava. Good afternoon. All right, we have one, Deepa Srivastava. Thank you for your answer. Invention is a product or a result, while an idea is just a plan. Is a plan. True. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Basically, no matter how you answer, how people are going to answer this question, the essence would remain the same. That the idea is mainly in your head, right? And invention is out there. You've exposed yourself and you're now trying to solve a real world problem. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chandrasekhar Saya. Dr. Kamlesh Chaurasia, good afternoon. Invention is an outcome of an idea, Vikas Srivastava. Very succinctly put, which is nice. Invention is a solution to a technical problem. Ideas can be anything. Absolutely, ideas can be supplementing the existing one. Invention. Idea is a new one. Idea can be an old one also, Athiya. Idea is an initial thought, whereas invention is an outcome of an idea. Thought, yeah, that's a very good word, Satish Siripini. It's a thought. Idea is in your mind. It's in your brain. There's not a lot of protection out there. Both are same because without idea, no invention. Yes, but both are not same. Digvijay, yes, idea comes before the invention, but does it mean that they are same? I will show you today that they are not same. Individual's perception of a theme and invention is the outcome of the idea when properly done. Perfect, Vasuki Ramesh, thank you for your answer. Perception, thought. Yes. Okay, folks, thank you. If you want, you can keep answering. I'll check in a bit. But I will answer this question, according to a bit from a patent mindset. An idea becomes an invention when it can be described in sufficient detail. Think of a stone, and the inventor is the sculptor. Okay, that they envision, if they want to make a statue, they have to take a chisel and a hammer and take out the features and finally create a statue. So the stone is an idea. Okay, the sculptor is seeing the final innovation in his mind, but when they actually start to do the work, chisel the features, polish the surfaces, you get a final statue, and that is a creation. That is an invention, which is for the world to see, for the world to benefit and appreciate. So that's what an analogy I'm using to tell you that that invention is the final thing that you will get. So in order to convert your idea into an invention, you have to describe it. And there's no protection out there for ideas, no IPR protection, even copyrighted. In pop culture, we say that I want to patent my idea, but that inherently, technically, that sentence is wrong. Ideas cannot be patented in themselves. Okay, so in order to describe your invention in sufficient detail, what is it that you need to do? And the answer is writing. Okay, writing is the most essential way in which you will be able to convert your ideas into patents. When you start to write, if you think about the academic output today, everything is based on writing. PhDs have to write a dissertation, master's thesis, you have to write, bachelor projects you have to do, any kind of research you do, you have to submit a project report, journal papers. So the academic output or research output is measured in terms of written content, and that is what exactly is the case with patents. You need to start writing about your ideas, feature by feature and detail by detail, and that's when innovation is happening. That's when your idea is being converted into a invention. And the secret that I wanted to show today is the use of an invention disclosure form. This is a form that many people underestimate. Some people don't know about it. Some people underestimate it. They think it's just a formality. But I will show you why this is not a formality and why this will be the key to getting more and more patents at your institute, or increasing your chances as a patent when you are maturing your ideas into patents. So a very quick overview. What is an invention disclosure form? Great. I see so many comments coming in for the idea to invention. So unfortunately, I won't have too much time. So I want to also show the invention disclosure form properly. So invention disclosure form acts as a bridge between your invention and a patent. So think of it that way, that it's a very big jump. If you have an invention and you want to get a patent, it's a significant jump. It's not just about the invention. You have to also make sure that there are practical aspects of the patent system accounted for. You have to describe your invention, of course. So invention disclosure form is the form that acts as a bridge between your invention and the patent. So it's usually a confidential document that is hosted by the institute or the company. But as individual inventors, you can also use that to have a framework on how to write about your invention. And it is used obviously to describe the invention, but there are also many practical aspects, like you have to note down the date of the invention, you have to provide proofs, you have to write the names of all the inventors, where you got the funding, are there any obligations, if what are the commercialization aspects. So a lot of things with the innovation stage. So I will show you an example and you will be able to get a better appreciation of So let's look at a invention disclosure form that we've created, and it's actually in the link of the YouTube video that you have. There's a link. If you see, expand the description, and you will see that there's a link to an invention disclosure form. I'm going to actually share my screen to that form, and yeah, and then I'll show you what the form looks like. And you can download it, keep it, adapt it. Feel free to do what you please. So please give me a moment to share a separate tab. Yeah, there we have it. So I hope you have also found it in the description of the YouTube video. So this is how an invention disclosure form typically would have, these questions. So there's a lot of debate on how intensive should an invention disclosure form be. Can it be 1 page, or should it be 30 pages? The answer is, I would say, somewhere in the middle. So you can't have an invention disclosure form with sufficient details in 1 page for sure. And 30 pages, when you make it 30 pages, it sounds overwhelming, and inventors usually don't take the time out to fill it. So, as an institute, if you want to attract more people to fill invention disclosure forms, you should have somewhere like 5-7 pages, I would say, which is sufficiently, enough detail to take, the invention forward. So title of the project, you should describe a bit more than 10 words, but not too long also, so that it's not too short and not too long. All the names of the inventors have to be there. So think about it. One of the most common reasons why patent disputes happen is like this problem with who has invented it, and also when it has been invented. So these are two things that force an inventor to be, right from the start you have documented it, and in the end you will need signatures of all the inventors. So it's, already you are starting to take your invention in a more serious way, in a very official way. Is the work bound by any agreement or contract? Is somebody funding you? Are there any sponsors? Are there any obligations that you need to, fulfill in that regard? Date of creation of the invention. When was it created? And if possible, even proof. It can be also so that the examiner in the patent office can ask you for these kind of proofs and all. So if you have any lab records, or if you have any kind of, when you invented the idea, any kind of, document to show that this was the date when you invented. Again, this is the second most important reason why a lot of patent disputes happen. And think about it this way, that patents are intellectual property rights, like it's a property right, and disputes are known to happen when the stakes become high. So date of creation is a very important aspect, and if you are already noting it down at the very beginning, it's a very good thing going forward. Then you should mention the stage of the development of your idea, what stage it is. Usually this is done to qualify whether your invention is worthy of patenting, or how much investment should be made in your invention at this stage. Moving on, has the work been published before? Have you presented it in a conference? This also gives an idea about how much is out there. This might be an important factor to be taken into account later. The general field of the invention. So you can see one example is written here. The present invention relates generally to gesturing associated with touch sensitive devices. So it's just to, in the end, in the patent office, when you file it, you have to write this kind of general field, which is used by the examiners to assign examiners. So, and what problem does the invention solve? So think about it. We are already in the 8th question of the invention disclosure form, and so far you have not mic. Hello. Okay. I think it's fine now. We can do with this. So please write on the chat if you can hear me well. So then I get feedback from you. So meanwhile, I'll just continue with the. So what problem does your invention solve? So even at this stage, you see, do not describe the invention here. So not yet. Even right now, you don't have to describe the invention. But first, you should tell what are the problems existing with the existing solutions that you are wishing to solve. Because one of the basic tenets of the patent system is that you have to solve a real problem. It should be industrially applicable. You cannot have a useless thing that it cannot be patented. Yes, audible. Okay, Satish, thank you. So, okay, then comes, the 9th question. Here you might need to do some patent search to know that what is the present literature out there. So what are the competitors? Maybe there are some products in the market you can list down. Maybe you can do a patent search and say what technologies, note down the patent numbers or journal publications or anything of relevant matters that solves the same problem that you have described over here. So in the 8th question, you've described what problem it solves, and you have to note all the ways in which this is being solved.
And then comes the description of the invention. So you can see after 9 questions, this is the time that you are finally describing about your invention. And here you can, I've put some guidelines here. You can go through them when you are actually doing it. But in general, I'll just quickly say the problem, uh, what is the solution? What with the solution is actually your invention. So basically, what your invention is, how does it work? Give very lot of details, how every component works, how they are connected to each other. Use drawings, use flowcharts, describe the environment in which the invention works. Suppose you need a 12-volt external battery supply. Suppose you need a certain room humidity, or whether your invention works outdoors or indoors. So all kinds of external environment you can describe, and any other relevant details. So this section is usually quite big. You can attach it as an appendix, and a brief description of each drawing. Every drawing should have a reference in your description, and you can mention any limitations or disadvantages also. And then the unique features. So these are all folks helping you to achieve the patentability criteria. So most of you might be already familiar with the patentability criteria, which is novelty, inventiveness, and industrial applicability. So at the very beginning, we sorted out the industrial applicability part. We've said that, okay, you are solving a major problem. And then it comes whether it's novel. We did a prior art search. We found out that what you're doing is new, and then it should be sufficiently inventive. So all the unique features. So you have to really argue about all the major things that you have added to the prior literature, so that you can convince the patent office examiner that what you have is something that a normal person could not have thought about. A person skilled in the field could not have thought about. So this is what you need to document, that what are the extra things that you have done which were missing from the previous literature. Then again, some administrative things. Has any related patents been filed by the inventor? If you have earlier patent applications, or if you have a provisional patent, so please note it here. And are there any companies interested in licensing your work? This also again helps in qualifying the inventions, because like I said, companies are evaluating how much investment should be made at this stage in your project. And licensing revenue share. If, for example, your patent is commercialized, what would be the revenue share between the inventors? Say if you are filing the patent in the name of an institute, how is there a share for the institute? So it could be so that you have to define the exact percentage share of each and every entity. Maybe the institute has, say, 20%, and the inventors share 80% of the licensing commission. So if there are 3 inventors or 4 inventors, maybe they share 20% each, or maybe there's one major inventor who gets more commission. So all these things you can note. So and then there should be the signature and names of all the inventors that are involved in the project. All right, folks. So this is what I wanted to show you. And let me go back to my slides. And depending on how long we have, I can also take some questions. All right, so we saw an invention disclosure form. It's also in the link. There's a link in the description with which you can download it. So basically now, folks, you already have the secret. I told you how you can mature your ideas into patents. So get down and start writing. Okay, that's the first step. So now I'll tell you a little bit more about invention disclosure forms, basically. So big companies are using invention disclosure forms to qualify inventions. I already showed you. They want to gauge, so they're getting a lot of submissions. So they want to make sure that they're only going with a few patent filings who are having the most, who are showing a lot of promise. So they want to gauge the potential, and they even offer employees incentives to submit invention disclosure. So one of the ways institutes can, get more invention disclosures is by offering incentives to, say, PhDs or researchers who can submit these forms in a proper way. And usually there's a technology transfer officer who is evaluating these submissions, who then evaluate it and discuss it with the inventor and discuss the best way forward. How are they helping you? So this is what main thing is, that first of all, it gives you guidance on how to write, because when you are in the idea stage, getting a patent is a big task. Okay, so new ideas will appear when you start to write. Okay, one idea and thought leads to the other, and the ball starts to roll. And you learn new inventions. You learn about prior art. You learn from them. You implement it in different ways, to different prior art, and you make something unique. So that's what I mean. That the ball starts to roll, and invention is happening while you are filling the invention disclosure form. Okay, and then many practical things we saw: commission, date of invention, funding obligations, all kinds of things. And finally, you are by default you are being forced to fulfill the patentability criteria, even at the invention disclosure stage. Okay, you have not even filed a patent, and you are forced to think about the patentability criteria, which is novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. How long does it take to fill an invention disclosure form? Not overnight. Okay, it is not a formality. Some people, they think that they can just copy paste the title and abstract and summary of their inventions, but that's not how it works. You saw how meticulously each and every point has to be noted. So if you are an early stage researcher, it can take a few months even to fill an invention disclosure form. If you are fairly advanced, it may take even a few days, but it's unlikely you can do it overnight. All right. So yeah, here it says innovation happens while an inventor is carefully filling the invention disclosure form. So innovation is not a one-shot action that one day suddenly the entire invention becomes clear. Okay, innovation is a process which keeps on happening over years, over decades, and also while you are finishing, you are filling the invention disclosure form. So, okay, top tips to boost patent filings: implement an invention disclosure policy. I gave you the template. It's there in the description. You should download it, maybe adapt it, and yeah, offer it within the institute and invite submissions, create incentives, and so on. Quick exercise if you want. This is just one patent that I would like you to search on your own. You can go to this website, worldwide.espacenet.com, and search for this patent number, US 2006 026521. One more question I want you to write on the chat, what is the name, what is the title of this patent? If anyone is searching it, please write on the chat what is the title of this patent. So folks, this is pretty much the end of my presentation. I have maybe one more slide for you. You can ask questions if you want, and we will end around in 10 minutes, and we will get ready for our sessions, the tech talks, the climate entrepreneurship talks. We have very exciting speakers who will start from 2:45 p.m. The links also will come in the chat. Yeah, if anyone can write what is the title of this patent on the chat, that would be great. Then I know some people are really getting warmed up to the idea of patents. So you have to go to worldwide.espacenet.com and search this patent number. All right, I see some people joining in now. Thanks for the link, Monica Watts. Yeah. Welcome. Really, I would like as many of you to take that template and use it. And I see also a lot of idea to patent, idea to invention answers which I have missed. The invention is an outcome of an imagination. Ritupriya Singh. Yeah, imagination, perception, thought. That's what we are talking about when we talk about idea. And when you talk about invention, it's the final outcome. It's more final. Transformation of idea to invention. Jagan Faith. Thank you for your responses, folks. Oh, thank you. I see so many of you have searched this patent online, and I really appreciate it. It's great. gestures for touch-sensitive input devices. Folks, this is one of the earliest patent on touchscreen devices by Apple. Even you can say it was a game changer, one of the strongest patents that changed the smartphone industry in the 21st century. A lot of things that we take for granted, like zoom in, zoom out, pinching the screen to zoom into map, they were discussed way back in 2005 in this patent. And the reason why I gave you this patent to search is because I want you to download a PDF of this patent, and I want you to keep a copy of this patent in your computers. Read their description, read the claims, see the diagrams, how beautifully the diagrams have been made, how well the explanations have been made. So I just wanted to show you that this is what you are in for if you are hoping to become a patented inventor. So that's pretty much my talk. I won't be able to show you my searching also that. But yeah, tips for inventors, you should learn basic patent search. If you want, get in touch with me. My details are there in the description. I can send you some links about from basic search to even advanced search that I have conducted in my previous sessions. So a basic search video is there also in the link. In 2 minutes, you can learn patent search. There's a link in the description where you can learn patent search in 2 minutes for idea validation. The next thing I would like you to do is call 5 patent agents and ask them for the overall process and your fees that are related to your invention. Explain to them a little bit about your invention and discuss what is the overall process. Actually, you can meet so many patent agents in this conference. Tapan Brahma sir, he was presenting in the morning. Govind Kedia, he was presenting. Dr. Prachi Pandey she's going to be presenting at 4 or 4:30 p.m. So you can already have 3 or 4 patent agents who you can contact via this conference. So or search Google and make phone calls, because that's what innovators have to do, because inherently it's entrepreneurial, the innovation process. So you will have to make phone calls, you will have to find out, take help. You also heard in the beginning, Nishita, she was telling about her patent journey, and the fact that they also had to engage with patent attorneys to be able to finally file patents. Don't wait for anybody, because no one knows about your invention more than you do. Even your PhD supervisor does not know more about your invention than what you do. So don't think a patent agent will do the invention for you. You have to write it. Patent agent will help you to extract the best possible invention out of your patent. And hard work is needed. That's the summary of today's session. So I hope you like the session. I am happy to take questions. And yeah, already you can see the talk at 2:45 p.m. It's going to be streamed on that link. So if you have any questions, I'm around for 5 to 10 more minutes. If not, I'll give you some links. I'll give you some contacts. So yeah, next session will be Mr. Gagan Vermani, who is founder and CEO of MySun, which is India's largest rooftop solar installation. Which patent search is good one? eSpaceNet is good. I would say eSpaceNet is quite good. eSpaceNet and Google Patents is also good. So yeah, you might have to also search India Patent Office separately. So Shri Sahara Naman. I have done 2 advanced webinars on eSpaceNet and Google search and Google Patents, both like 2 hours each. So if you reach out to me, I can send you the links. Alteration of an invention can be patented. Atisaya, it has to fulfill the patentability criteria. In order for invention to be patentable, it should fulfill the patentability criteria. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's an alternation or whether it's, it has, and the patentability criteria states that it should be new and it should be sufficiently inventive. That, if you say there's a chair that has 4 legs, if you add, say, 6 more legs, a chair with 10 legs, maybe no one has ever done it before, but it's not patentable because anyone could have thought about it. It's not a significant advancement. So when you say alteration, the way it is being judged is that a skilled person in that field should not be obvious for that person that what you have done. So in whatever your field is, a skilled person in that field should not consider it obvious what you have done. If you can prove that to an patent examiner, you should be good to go. Ritupriya Singh, I suggest you ask this question to Dr. Prachi Pandey, ma'am. She has very detailed technical knowledge about the patent process. How much time does it take to provisional patent file for screening? Complete. Actually, I'm not completely clear. And the thing is, the formalities for a provisional patent is very, very limited. So it's a very fast process. Okay, and provisional patents are not published. So it's just taken on file. And you have 1 year after provisional filing to file a complete specification. So yeah. So yeah, Ritupriya Singh, yeah, I suggest you also ask something more specific if you want to Dr. Prachi Pandey. Vignesh, thank you. You are welcome, really. Ms. Geeta Devakar, yeah, great that you have written the. Great to have you. Great to host you all, folks. So now, thank you, Ritupriya. You're welcome. You're welcome. Check out some links in the description. There's my contact. There's also a 2-minute patent search. And there is also this invention disclosure form that I just showed you. And believe it, it's a secret towards getting more patents. So it's the most practical thing that you can have between an idea and invention. Atisha, great, thank you. Yeah, Atisha, good luck to you, really. Dr. Manjusha Dake, you're welcome. Dikvijay Kushwaha, you're welcome. All right, folks, I would like all of you to click on the link to the next talk. I'm going to send you the link also once again. And that is a talk on climate entrepreneurship. So please click on this link that you see on the chat. And that session is going to start at 2:45 p.m. So only 6 minutes from now. And if you want to have all the links that are there for the post lunch session, you should click on this link that I just sent you, Linktree. Deepa Srivastava, thank you. Thank you, really appreciate it. All right, so I will end this stream, and I wish you good luck in your journey towards getting a patent, and I will see you in the next session at 2:45 p.m. Goodbye.